Hi dear children, welcome to this online section. In the last class, we completed the lesson motion. In that lesson, we described motion along a straight line in terms of position, velocity and acceleration. We studied that motion along a straight line may be uniform or non-uniform. So, why does the motion changes with time? Why? Then, do all motion require a cause? So, in this chapter, today we are going to begin a new chapter. In this chapter, we are going to attempt to quench all such curiosities. I asked you, is there any cause for motion? Yes, there is a cause that is called force. So, today in this module, we are going to begin a new chapter, that is force and laws of motion. I think you already learnt about force in class 8. So, are you remembering what are the points that you learned there? So, yes, let us recall the points that we learned. That is, what is a force? A force means a push or a pull. And the effects of force. Force can change the state of rest or motion. It can change the speed or direction of an object. And it can change the shape of an object. These all are the effects of force. Then we studied about the types of force. Types of force mainly two are there, contact and non-contact. And example for contact force are muscular force and frictional force. And example for non-contact force are magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. Okay, these are the points once we studied in class 8. So let us learn something more about force. So please watch this video.
Force and effects of force. Look at this book. It's just sitting there on the table. It is not moving at all. What are the different ways we could move it from that position? We could pick the book. Then we could push the book or pull it a little. We could blow hard on the book and its pages may flutter a bit. We need to push or pull to make the objects move. Look at this cart. How can we make this cart move? We can pull it with our hands, then it will move. Look at this bicycle. What will make this bicycle move? Someone can push it or pull it. Or sit on it and pedal away. We have to push and pull at objects all the time. We pull when we pick up a shopping bag. We pull it towards us. We push when we open a door. We push it away. When we squeeze a sponge dry, we push at it. When we drag a toy cart, we are pulling it towards us. We push the striker to make the coins on the carom board move. When we wind up the spring of a toy, it is a twisting movement. When we sharpen a pencil, we use a twisting movement. A pinwheel can be moved by blowing at it. What are people doing when they do all these things? Do you think the objects they are handling would have moved if they had not done these actions? Could those objects have moved on their own? No. Well, what is needed to move those objects then? Some force. No object moves on its own. Force is needed to make a stationary object move. A stationary object is an object that is not moving. Force is what makes an object move. What can we do to make an object stop moving? There also we need to apply force. Look at this ball that is rolling on the ground. How can we stop it? We need to apply a force like this so that the ball will stop rolling. Now, how can you stop this toy car? Again, by applying some force when we can stop the car. What else can we do with force? Look at the shape of this mound of soil. What will happen if we use force to punch it? The shape of the mound changes. Look at this dough to make chapatis. We can use force to stretch it, flatten it out or roll it into balls. When a blacksmith hammers a red hot piece of iron, its shape changes. Hence, we can use force to change the shape of an object. Look at this ball. Let us set in motion by pushing it in this direction. If we come from this side and kick it, what happens? It is still moving, but now it is moving in a different direction. When the bowler bowls to the batsman in cricket, what does the batsman do? He applies a force on the ball with his bat so that the direction of the ball changes. Hence, force can change the direction of a moving object. Now, using a force, let us set this car in motion. What will happen if we push it in the same direction? It will continue going in the same direction, but its speed will increase. When a moving tire is pushed and set in motion, what will happen if you push it with a stick in the same direction? Again, the speed will increase, but the direction of motion will remain the same. If the force is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, then the speed will decrease. If the goalkeeper succeeds in stopping the ball, its speed decreases. So, By applying force, we can change the speed of the object. So, what is the force needed for? Force is needed to set a stationary object in motion. It is also needed to make a moving object stop. So what is force needed for? Force can change the shape of an object. Force can even change the direction of a moving object. Force is needed to increase or decrease the speed of an object. So, what did we just learn? No object moves on its own. Some force is needed to move an object. Force can also change the shape of an object. Force is also needed to change the direction of speed of a moving object.
Okay, next we are going to see what is internal and external force. I'll explain these terms by using an example. Let us consider a person is sitting inside an auto rickshaw or a vehicle, and if you try to push the vehicle, does it move? Does it move? Sitting and trying to push, or sitting on a chair and try to lift. Is it possible? It's not possible. Or the vehicle does not move. Okay, so this force is called internal force. So the object does not move. So when he comes outside and push the vehicle, so what will happen? He applies force from external force. He applies external force on the body, so the object will move. So this is what external force. Okay. Next, what is balanced and unbalanced force? I think you all are familiar tug of war. So a big rope is there and either sides people are pulling back. If the rope is not moving, what does it mean? The force from either sides are equal, but they are in opposite direction. So, the total force acting on the body is equal to 0. So, such type of forces are called balanced forces. So, the forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction are called balanced force. Or, if the net force acting on an object is equal to 0, then the force is said to be balanced force. Okay. Next, what is unbalanced force? If the rope moves towards any one side, any of the side, what does it mean? That side apply more force. So the total force acting on the body is not equal to 0. So in such case, these two forces are unbalanced. When we apply unbalanced force on an object, the object will move. Okay. Force and laws of.
What are internal and external forces? All these forces may be internal or external. External forces. Any force that acts on a structure from outside is known as external force. Example, wind, pushing, pulling. These all are examples of external force. Internal force. Any force that acts from within a structure is called internal force. Example, compression, tension, bending, etc. Example, force that prevents a tree from falling down. What force are acting on this tree? Yeah, external force of wind. internal force of the tree prevents it from falling down. Force that prevents a scale from breaking down. Which force is preventing the scale from breaking down? She is applying muscular force and the internal force in the scale preventing it from breaking down. So, any force that acting from inside of object is called internal force and outside from the object is called external
Force and laws of motion. We studied the following points: force, effects of force, exploring force. Force. It is represented by the letter F. Force is represented by the letter F. A simple push or pull is called force. It have both direction and magnitude. So it is a vector quantity. The SI unit of force is Newton. Effects of force. Force can change the state of rest of or motion, direction of motion, shape of an object, speed of an object. Exploring forces. How can we find the net force acting on a body? If two forces are acting on a body from the same side, that is, the force A is equal to 5 Newton, B is equal to 10 Newton are applying from the same side, then the net force acting on this body can be calculated by adding these two forces. That is, F is equal to force A plus force B, which is equal to 10 Newton plus 5 Newton, which is equal to 15 Newton. If two forces acting on a body from opposite sides, here the force A is equal to 5 Newton and B is equal to 10 Newton. These two forces are opposite in direction. So the net force acting on this body can be calculated by subtraction. That is, F is equal to B minus A, which is equal to 10 minus 5, which is equal to 5 Newton. Next, if two equal and opposite forces acting on a same body, that is, A is equal to 5 Newton and the opposite force is B is equal to 5 Newton. So the net force acting on the body is equal to 0 and the object is at rest. That is, the force F is equal to A minus B, which is equal to 5 Newton minus 5 Newton, which is equal to 0. Balanced force. If the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is 0, the forces are called balanced forces. Here the net force acting on the body is equal to 0. Unbalanced force. If the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is not 0, the forces are called unbalanced force, and here the net force is equal to 20 minus 15 Newton, which is equal to 5 Newton. So study well, prepare the notes. Thank you. Have a great day.